White glove service. I talk about it all the time, and I feel like, people should just kind of know what it is, but I don't really explain it in China. So what is it in this business? So whether you're dealing with long-term renters or short-term rentals, what can you do that's white glove service? So I'll give you a few examples. I think it's the best way to do it. I'm going to give you short-term example as the first one. So we had somebody stay recently who asked for a wagon to go to the beach, and we didn't have one, so I just went out and bought it. My wife bought it. We put it together, and we gave it to them with my Yeti cooler, which has really nice ice, so they could take the wagon to the beach and then also put the cooler in it, keep everything cold. So it's a really nice little service to go along with. We already have like 5 bikes and towels and stuff to play with on the beach and floats and just all kinds of stuff. So just to go along with the total package. So that's white glove service in that regards. Like, we didn't even have it and we bought it, and it's a couple $100 or something, and we just like jump in. You want a lobster pot? Good, we'll have it. Pretty much anything you need, we'll jump in and we'll provide, and then we'll have it for the next person. Somebody else in Delray Beach, they were asking if we have beach chairs and stuff, which we do. We have an umbrella, a couple beach chairs, but you have to lug it there. But they're staying for a while, so what we offered them is getting them a card where they can just show it at the beach and go to one of the local guys who rents chairs and stuff, and then he'll just take care of them. So I know him. We sometimes do that, and I think that's a really cool thing. So all she needs is the card, and then whoever's with her, they get chairs, tables, they get those little like cabanas for the wind. So that's absolutely awesome. And there's all kinds of stuff over there to rent, like jet skis, bikes, etc. So she's totally set up. You can order food. It's a really cool little thing. And that's in Delray Beach, but it's also in like Deerfield and some of the other beaches. So that's actually good for up and down the coast, which is also awesome because there's a couple options of where to do that. Then I'll give you a long-term tenant example. One tenant had a air conditioner break, and it messed up some of her clothes, and she was really upset. It broke right in her closet, and her wedding dress was in there, and she was concerned her wedding dress was ruined, and just like emotional, and she was like kind of upset on the phone, and she was yelling at me, and I was just like listening to her, and the more I listened to her and the more she talked, the more she calmed down, because I was basically authorized by my property manager to buy her new clothes. So I was saying, hey, listen, just go through it, tell me what's ruined, and we'll get you set up, we'll get you hooked up again. And then she was like, the more she talked, she's like, actually, not that much is ruined, and thank you for listening. And she was super nice. We went over, we fixed the air conditioner. I had my AC guy come right over. He was like busting it, and that's it. So those are all examples of like white glove service. And obviously, depending on what you have and where you're located, you can offer little things. You can be creative, from like wine to dinner. I've also given people gift cards for dinner. I think that's really nice, so that they're drinking wine and eating steak on us, eating seafood and steak, eating expensive stuff, and they're not picking up the bill. So that's another good one for white glove service. But just in general, just going that extra little bit, and I think by going that extra little bit, you really provide value, and then I think you really get value back. One thing that's super cool is like the woman who wanted the wagon, she was problem solving with me. Like, in other words, even in the original text where she's like, do you guys have a wagon? She was like, I can go out and buy one. I can leave it. Like, she was already starting to solve. And that's where I think having the kind of white glove service level customer, the customers who want that are actually your best customers. They are the people who will problem solve with you. They're super grateful, and they will leave you really good reviews because basically they just want to be treated well. If you do that, they are really happy, and they're really loyal too. That's it. You actually, the higher up you go, the more upscale and luxury you get, you end up with more upscale and luxury clients. So the white glove service is good for us as well as good for the person who we're serving. So that's where it's like absolutely win-win. And I'm a really big fan of it. I think it's a must in this business. I think you have to kill people with kindness. I don't think there's anything to be argumentative about. Even when things go wrong, I think you start problem solving, and you can be sweet about it, And it's funny, there's a few times, recently I had somebody staying, who was really inspiring because he was staying with us because the Mayo Clinic is nearby, and, he had some health issue. And when I went over to fix some very small thing, he was so nice to me. And just to have this person who's sick be so nice to me I don't know, it just like boom, it just like hit me deep. I was just like, what a guy, you know. And I was really enjoying talking to him and spending a couple minutes with him. It was really fun. He had a really cool perspective. He was very upbeat. You know, there's two things to that. I think one is we're lucky to have these great hospitals around us, which makes people who are in difficult times pretty hopeful, which is awesome to see in itself. But then also just like him, like his personality and his ability to kind of have life not overwhelming him in the face of adversity. I think there's something so inspirational about that. So going out there, the white glove service makes me just go out there and take care of things, you know, head on. And I think that that also makes me realize how awesome some of my clients are, which is really cool. You know, a lot of these clients become your friends. Like one of my best friends now is somebody that I took care of in property management years ago. You know, so I mean, you never know where you're going to meet somebody who you hit it off with. It's just him and I just hit it off. I think we're just kind of similarly, you know. I think as you get good at stuff, you sometimes grow out from people, and then you feel a little bit lonely. So sometimes you meet somebody who's like-minded, and you're just really ready to connect. But anyway, white glove service for the win all the way on both sides. It's win-win for a client and for operator, and it makes operations easier. So, you know, it's just go for it. But I do want to explain the kind of what it is. It's a little bit of an abstract term, but it's also a really important abstract term. So go for it.